So after Catherine's presentation, I immediately came back because I was quite excited about it, and I thought, I'm just going to give this a go. I guess I had a real desire to learn more about how I can lead as principal in the early years, especially in the preschool space. Whilst I have a wonderful team and a wonderful SLC who's really been leading in that team, I had this desire to be more involved. So I'm in a position now that we've got our new strategic plan, and I spend quite a lot of time in the school and in classrooms, and one of my own professional goals was to be in that preschool space more this year. But I felt like I needed more knowledge around, well, what does that look like? Because sometimes I think the world of the early years is that it's, that what preschool teachers do, that it's this like sort of this magical thing that they do. Like, what is the pedagogy of the early years, and what does it look like when we see outstanding, exceptional quality practice in that space? So I felt like I got such an insight into that from Catherine's presentation, particularly around the element of play, and that was something that she just articulated perfectly for me. I feel like I've just been on this steep learning curve, but the catalyst for that was going to Catherine's session. It made me feel more confident, and gave me some really good starting points about how we're going to continue the journey of leading in those early years. And I think the thing that actually stopped us from progressing with this and making some changes in what would look like kind of traditional practice in a preschool setting was that I need to lead it. And as the principal, it needs to be me, and it needs to come from me, and I need to have a really rich, solid understanding about, well, what does that even mean, and what does it look like if we're doing it really well, and have a vision of that. Whilst we're probably in the space of building teacher capacity and building teacher practice and understanding and depth and rigour and how that looks, we need to have a plan about, well, how will we know the impact? And this is early days, and that's something we definitely need to explore, and like I said, there's lots of different ways that we can do that, but we need to have a strong plan. But really being able to be in there and experience it myself, and having that information from Catherine, it made me feel sort of I guess confident to take some risks and have a go, and I might not get it right or it might not be perfect, but we need to do something a little bit different, and we need to shift things a bit and move it away from a real traditional way of what preschool does look like. So I'm excited for the next steps, really, in terms of my own learning and how I'm going to lead in that space, not only with the leadership team, but then sharing that with the classroom teachers, and being really actively involved in the learning with the children as well.